suppressing violently the face of heaven, misery. Who am I to think that I can do this on my own? My body's trembling desperately. Why does healing run from me? Who am I to think that I can do this on my own? The hardest part of holding on is having to let go. You bring out the worst in me, anxiety. It haunts my heart till I can't breathe. But all I want and all I need is a holy devastation. Holy forever, holy, holy, holy forever, holy, holy, holy together. Is this the end you made for me? And take my heart and make me believe again. 'Cause without
Thank you. I'm not used to having a mute button on my stupid microphone. So let's start from the beginning. Welcome in, guys. How are y'all doing tonight? I see we have Dub Wagner coming in early with an O. Appreciate that. And we got Hernandez. What's up, my friend? Great to see you. Um, and thank you, Kate. I definitely appreciate that. As I was saying, I'm going to try to keep the energy up today. I'm not feeling the greatest. Might be some of the diatomaceous earth I was working with yesterday. Who knows? Cindy D, these are the ducks I was talking about the other day. I know I confused you a little bit by telling you need to pick one out, but if you're still there over on YouTube, let me know and I can pull up the menu and we can pick you out a ducky. So I didn't know what to call this show exactly because it's not Vigilant Watch because I'm by myself. So I decided, save point, because what do you do when you're reading in the Bible? If you're like me, and you're not using a digital Bible, you put a little bookmark in it, keep your place. What do you do to do the same with video games? You save it. So this is our save point. First off, how's everyone doing today? Apparently my dogs like to chime in right now. So the little Bible study I wanted to do today is actually brought to you by Lady Rez. She's the one that came up with this idea, and I did a little deep dive right before I came on stream so that we can figure out what we want to do. I was locked outside for 45 minutes and had to crawl through a window. Thankfully, it was unlocked. You would not believe how many times I've had to do that in my life. I got security called on me when I was living at Copper Beach because they thought I was breaking into somebody's house. I did the whole spotlight and everything. I was like, nope. I know what it looks like. I live here. We were down by the pool and I left my keys in the house and I was ready to come back and nobody else was. So I had to break into my own house. And yeah, there is extensive talk after that. But so I wanted to talk about God can, but why hasn't he yet? And the main scripture I wanted to get into is it's John 11 verses 1 through 44, but it's a story of Lazarus being resurrected. What I mainly want to focus on is we will start with verse 20. The lighting was great up until apparently it has shifted. Verse 28 is where we'll start. Or no, not verse 28, verse 17. Now when Jesus came, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. So when Martha heard Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary remained seated at the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give to you." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." And Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day." But Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live." I don't know why that always trips me up. "And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is coming into the world." So, the main part that I wanted to pull out of this is specifically verse 21, where I'll read it again. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." You've done it a few times. Yeah. Welcome to the club. So, what's up, Maggie? Great to see you, my friend. I'm glad that you're here. Sometimes the hardest part of faith isn't believing that God can do something. It's believing that God is still good present and working when you know he can, but he hasn't done it yet. I mean, there are moments when our biggest struggle with God isn't doubt. It's not doubting his power. I don't, oh, I got the sounds still in my ear from the game. I was like, did somebody just cast a line? What was that? So we know God can. We know that he can open doors. He can provide. He can change circumstances. He answers prayers. He can restore relationships. We know that he can bring justice. And we know that he can make a way where there seems not to be any way. Where's my duck? It's around. I actually had to restart it. I lost the save file, so I've had it running for the last like 2.5 hours trying to get everyone's ducks before we started. So it's been a struggle. So the difficult question is, if God can, why hasn't he yet? It's a very different struggle. It's one thing to wonder whether God is powerful enough. It's another thing to believe completely that he is powerful enough and then watch when nothing seems to change. You know, we've all been there. I can almost guarantee that every person in this chat has been there. You prayed, you waited. What's up, Dill? Great to see you, my friend. Sorry, my phone was going off. You know, you pray, you waited, you prayed again, and eventually the question changes from God, can you do this, to why did my mouse just died? Awesome. That's what you want when you're in the middle of doing a Bible study, is for you not to be able to scroll down. My goodness, hold on. Let me turn the game capture down. Or I could just send the audio somewhere else. There we go. Random ducky noises. Sorry, I'll stop interrupting the Bible study. You're not interrupting the Bible study. It's my mouse died. So eventually the question changes from God, can you do this, to God, I know you can do this, so why haven't you? The Bible doesn't pretend that faithful people never ask questions like this. Scripture is filled with people who trusted God while struggling to understand his timing. And one of the clearest examples is the one that I read in chapter 11. You know, specifically in verses 3-4, it says, therefore his sisters sent unto him, saying, Lord, behold, okay, I'm not going to read it that way. I'm going to read it this way. For some reason, I just can't do it. So the sisters sent out to him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, said, the illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. But something strange happens, right? Jesus loves Lazarus. He loves Mary. He loves Martha. He said that, or they told him that Lazarus was sick, but he has the absolute power to just heal him. But he doesn't. He doesn't even immediately go to him. If we go to verse 6, it says, so when he heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Not that he was like, all right, you know, we need to pack everything up and go. 2 days. You know, it's uncomfortable. We often imagine God's love like this. God loves me, therefore God will act immediately. But John gives us something more complicated, as we just read. Jesus loved him, but Jesus waited. His delay wasn't proof that he didn't care. There was something happening that Mary and Martha couldn't see yet. So I have a question for the chat. There's going to be a test at the end, so pay attention. Have you ever mistaken God's delay for God's absence? I know that I have. You know, think about something that you've prayed about a long time. You know, what conclusions have you started drawing because the answer didn't come yet? We all have those doubts. Maybe God isn't listening. Maybe he doesn't care. Did I do something wrong? That's just the majority of the time for me. It's like, oh man, did I make a misstep? But John chapter 11 challenges this assumption. God's silence doesn't necessarily mean God's absence. And God's delay does not necessarily mean God's denial. So I wanted to focus in on the one that I specifically read again, which was verse 21, which said, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. So Jesus eventually arrives, but from Martha's perspective, he's late. She meets him and says what I just said. And, if you had been here, Lazarus would still be alive. And that's a brutally honest sentence. She knows that he has the power. He knows that he has the power. And she's kind of calling him out on it in a very respectful way, but saying, if you had been here and didn't wait 2 days, my brother would still be alive. So she's disappointed. And essentially she's saying, I know you could have stopped this. And sometimes that's exactly where we find ourselves. God, you could change this, or you could have prevented this. Could you just open that door for me? You could have just answered this prayer or fixed this situation. So why haven't you? But there's a very important part right after that. God, and in this sense, Jesus, doesn't reject Martha for saying it. Faith and questions are not always opposites. That's something that I've had to reconcile, and because growing up with your dad, if you start questioning a bunch of stuff, at a certain point, he's going to be like, "Dude, what's with all the questions? Why are you asking me this? Just have faith." Sometimes our questions exist precisely because we believe. If Martha didn't believe Jesus could have done anything, she wouldn't have said, if you had been here. Her frustration reveals something about her faith. She knew what Jesus was capable of. Is there something in your life you're essentially saying, God, if you had to? And by that, I mean, I guess I could have worded the question better. Like she said, God, if you had been here, you could have prevented this. Is there something in our lives? And I'd love to hear your answers, but you don't have to put them in the chat. But is there something in our life where you're saying, God, if you'd just been here, or if you just opened this door, or if, I got that job, or, if I won the lottery, I've been guilty when I was a baby Christian of saying, God, if I win the lottery, I'll give half of it to the church. It's not something I'm proud of, but I was in a bad way at the time, and God provided, just not in the way that I wanted. And do you ever feel like asking God difficult questions means you lack faith? And if so, why? I wrote that question down earlier, and it didn't really strike me until just now. I don't know why. Oh, country, you didn't have to do that. Thank you, my friend. You're about to blow my eardrums out, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Just waiting for it to go off. Wait, there it is. Double rate. Uh-oh, my eardrums are doubly busted. Now we just gotta wait for the other one to go off. But thank you, Country and Corksky, for the raids, my friends. It's awesome. Hope there it is. Like I was saying, thank you guys so much for the raids. I hope y'all had get raided, nerd. I hope y'all had an amazing stream. For that, I'm going to switch screens because you raided. Because I have other screens that we haven't even seen yet. So this is the one called Pixel Haven. It's kind of like a game store. I thought it was pretty cool. Trying to go retro, even though it's kind of sad because most GameStops, at least in my area, are all shut down. But guys, welcome in. If you're here from the raids, we're talking, we're doing a little bit of a Bible study. We're talking about if God could, why hasn't he yet? And we're specifically looking into John chapter 11. So you're more than welcome to come and join us. If that's not your thing, I understand that, but wish you would stay, and we will be praying for you. But so where were we? Oh, God's timing may have purpose you cannot see yet. And let's go back to John verse 4, or John 11 verse 4. But when Jesus heard it, he said, "This illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it." Excuse me. Apparently I'm losing my voice too. Mary and Martha couldn't see the whole story. They only knew this. Lazarus is sick. You know, obviously they're very concerned. It's not just like he's got a cold. They obviously think that he's going to die if they're sending for the miracle worker. So they also knew that Jesus isn't here, so they sent after him. And unfortunately, or for them and their view of things, Lazarus has died. From their perspective, things were getting progressively worse. But the beautiful thing is that Jesus knew something that they didn't. That's one of the hardest realities of knowing God. God sees portions of the story that we cannot see. Isaiah put it this way in Isaiah 55, 8 through 9. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways or your ways my ways, said the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." We can only see what we currently see. God sees everything. That doesn't mean every painful situation will suddenly make sense to us. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes a decade, sometimes we don't know till the end. But the Bible promises, the Bible never promises we'll receive explanation for everything that happens. Instead, Scripture repeatedly calls us to trust God's characters when we cannot understand his timing. Proverbs 3, 5 through 6 tells us that trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean in not unto your own understanding. In all the ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Notice what that's not saying. It doesn't say understand everything that God is doing. It's saying trust him. And that's hard. You know, you can have mighty faith and what's up, Waffle Meat? Great to see you, my friend. Been a while. We haven't had a chance to catch up. Mainly because my phone's been kaput for a while. But trusting him can be harder because it can take one really bad day to shake your faith. But that's the point of being a believer. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. We're going to have those really bad days. Yeah, I know the feeling, man. It's been crazy. I got 5 projects all going on at the same time right now. And I just got 2 more added on today. So the real question is, will you still trust God if he never explained the reason for the delay? And that question exposes whether our faith rests primarily in God or his answers. I'm hoping it's God himself. Now, we've talked about this a couple of times on Vigilant Watch and on Campfire Talks. Waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. One danger of waiting on God is believing that we cannot move forward until God answers one particular prayer. And I'm guilty of this, where I'm just like, God, I just need this one piece. If you give it to me, we're golden. That's full steam ahead, but I need this one piece. 9 times out of 10, if you're thinking like that, yep, sometimes you have to take steps of faith. Exactly correct, Maggie. I know that in the past I've been guilty of God, give me a sign, let me open this door, and we're full steam ahead. I just need this one piece. But God is like, well, that one piece is not going to come. I need you to take a step of faith, as Maggie said, and go run with it. And that piece will make itself available. But it's in his timing, not ours. Faith in just God's answers and not just him is a failure of faith. If God doesn't answer, he still loves you. But sometimes the teacher is silent during the test. Exactly right. But, you know, Psalm 27 tells us in verse 13 through 14, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be good of courage, or be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Biblical waiting means continuing to trust, continuing to obey, continuing to worship, to serve, to become the person that God is calling you to become. But sometimes we get so focused on when will God change my situation, whatever you're going through. But we miss the other question. What is God doing in me while I wait? Now, the main questions that come from this is, what has your waiting season revealed about you? Was it revealed about your faith? And when I wrote this next question down, I was thinking primarily of myself. Has waiting exposed fear, impatience, anger, pride, or desire for control? We talked about that last Tuesday when talking about patience. I learned very early on, do not pray to God for patience, because he will send something that will test your patience. And I believe as a farmer, I live with that on a daily occurrence. I forgot. If you guys are good, I might go grab my piggy here in a minute. Or one of them at least, if they're not going to scream and wake Lauren up. So, what the last question I wanted to ask you guys, and feel free to answer these in the chat if you feel called to do so. Piggies. What can you faithfully do today, even if your prayer isn't answered today? And that comes to that while I was writing this up, that really got to me because Lauren and I are working on a business, to do something that Lauren feels called to do in ministry, or for a ministry, I should say. And it feels like we hit roadblock after roadblock after roadblock trying to get just the business plan up and running. It's like, okay, well, if we buy all of these things, how much is it going to cost? Like, we literally had it in the cart getting ready to order a bunch of stock. and for some reason the shipping was like double the price of what we were trying to order. So, that would have been a perfect part for us to get frustrated, want to shut down and just say, you know what, it's just not meant to be. But, when God puts those calling on your heart, you got to find a way. God gives you a way. You just got to follow the light that are on your feet. And we found a bunch of workarounds. Like, Lauren was getting really frustrated with it. And um, she was like, I just can't find these books anywhere. And, kind of just spinning her wheels. And I was just like, well, what if we found something comparable? And ended up finding something that, could fill the gap until we figured out a way to make the other one work. But one of the most important things to remember is that God is always present, even before the answer arrives. There is a very powerful moment before Lazarus is raised. Mary comes to Jesus and says almost exactly what Martha said. And this is in verse 32, which let me look it up. I have some scripture written down here, and then the other I just had it open. Now, when Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. So Jesus knows what he's about to do. He knows that Lazarus will soon walk out of the tomb. Yet Jesus sees the people grieving. Yeah, and I got to give a huge shout out to Kate. She's been helping us behind the scenes. Hey there, Cindy. Welcome in, my friend. Let me see if I can pull this up in the background. Oops. So, Cindy, if you see a ducky that catches your eye, well, now I got rid of my chat, so I can't see if she responds. So if you see a ducky that doesn't have a name that catches your eye, just let me know, and we will put your name on them. But Jesus sees these people grieving, and the scripture gives us it's the shortest Bible verse to my knowledge. And it's John 11:35, which says Jesus wept. A lot of people either make fun of it because it's the easiest Bible verse to memorize. Did I finish my thought about Kate? Kate's been oh, this headache is driving me up a wall. I'm sorry. But Kate's been very instrumental behind the scenes, had a lot of questions for her, and she has put in a lot of work to help us get this idea fully off the ground. Let me go to a scene where you can see them all. That might be a smart thing to do. Let me turn my camera off. So just let me know if you see one that you like, CFAM, or not CFAM, Cindy. I was close. It started with the C. But Jesus didn't say, stop crying. I'm about to fix everything. Why is it freaking out? My Rumble Studio is absolutely throwing a fit at the moment, and I'm not sure why. It's just one of those days. But Jesus doesn't say, stop crying. I'm about to fix everything. He entered into their grief, and he actively wept. Sometimes we're looking so desperately for God's solution that we overlook God's presence. Second duck on the second row, black and white. Second duck on the second row, black and white. Oh, good choice. Oh, hold on. Whoop. Did it backwards. If I can type. Cindy D. LJ. Yep, there we go. We got you in there, my friend. Your duck should be around here somewhere. Most of them should be in here. Oh, there it is. Over by the boombox. Okay, let me get this set back up to where I can actually see everything. And we're going to transition back over. Why is my... Oh, the mouse went back to the game. All right, we're all over the place. Now we're in the mess hall. So we ask, God, when are you going to change this? Meanwhile, God is literally telling us, and you're welcome, Cindy, I'm with you in this. Psalm 38 or 34:18 says, the Lord is near unto them that are of broken heart. I'll have an ice London fog, please. What is a London fog? Also, if you can't see it down there on, I think it's like the second one up, it says was it veggie shot or something like that? What is it? Or vegan shot? Plant milk. That's what it is. That's there as a trick. If you order that, you just get kicked out of the live stream for 5 minutes. Earl Grey tea with milk and maple. Ooh, that actually sounds really good. Now I want tea. That actually might help right now. God's present isn't a consolation prize while we wait for the real blessing. God himself is the blessing. Now, eventually Jesus approaches the tomb. And I didn't get to that part yet, but I'll go ahead and read that. That is verse 39 through 44, I think. Yep. Jesus said, take away the stone, Martha. Or Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead for 4 days. Jesus said to her, did I not tell you that if you believed, you would see the glory of God? So they took away the stone, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this on account of the people standing around. I wanted to point that out. Jesus had, you think of Jesus as this big stoic guy, but I know that he was like looking up to God, and he said that and kind of like looked over his shoulder like, these people, they needed to hear it. He cried out with a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips and his face wrapped with a cloth. And then Jesus said to them, unbind him, let him go. Take away the stone. Imagine being one of the people there. Is like, are you sure about that? Like, it's gonna stink. But the thing is that Martha believed Jesus could have done earlier. The thing that Martha believed Jesus could have done earlier, he still has the power to address later. Martha thought the opportunity had passed, but Jesus hadn't lost control. Sometimes we place deadlines on God. If this doesn't happen by whatever, like this age, this year, or if God doesn't answer soon, God's ability isn't limited to the deadline that we have created. However, John 11 isn't a promise that every situation will turn out exactly how we want. The greater message is that Jesus can be trusted even when his timing doesn't match ours. The Chosen made it seem like Lazarus was in limbo. What's your thought? In what regard? So I'm trying to remember The Chosen, that episode, because I'll put it this way: if for him to be binded and wrapped, um, there's no like, oh, he's still breathing, but we're just gonna wrap him up. That they fully thought that Lazarus was dead. And he was, in my opinion. Lazarus was dead. It was the miracle that predicted the coming of Christ, or the full coming of Christ into the resurrection. His spirit. I don't know. I have to look more into that. I don't know where they get the fact that his spirit was in limbo, like where scripturally. If you have proof of that, I'd love to see it, and I'll read it, and we can see what we got. Might have to go back and watch The Chosen, or that is that season 4 or 5 of The Chosen. I can't remember. Oh, hold on. No wonder I'm sitting here starting to sweat. I have my AC off. However, John 11 isn't a promise that every situation will. Wait, did I already read that? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Maybe somebody tonight is. See, let me finish this reflection. We'll dive back into that, and you don't have to apologize, my friend. This is a casual thing. It's not like I'm sitting here trying to preach to you. We're just diving into the word. A lot of this I pulled from a few different Bible studies to give me guidance, but we're just friends hanging out talking about God. So there's no pressure to, if we derail, we derail. God will bring us back where we need to be. Maybe tonight somebody's struggling to believe that, God can. We already believe that. I assume most of us here already believe that. Sometimes our struggle is, why hasn't he? And perhaps that answer today isn't an explanation. Maybe it's an invitation to trust him. Habakkuk faced circumstances he desperately wanted God to change. Yet he eventually declared, and this is in chapter 3, verse 17 through 18. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be on in the vines, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will joy in the God of my salvation. That's mature faith. It's not, I trust God because he gave me what I wanted. It's, even while I'm waiting, he is still my God. So, a couple final questions before we go into the free for all. What is your God can, but why hasn't he situation right now? And what have you assumed about God because he hasn't answered yet? I wrote down a bunch of questions. I'm just trying to pick which ones we haven't really talked about yet. What would trusting God in this situation actually look like this week? So I wrote down a little takeaway section from doing all this quick research and reading these other devotionals. The simple put, God can. Sometimes he does immediately, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he answers differently than we expected. Sometimes we understand why. Sometimes we don't understand this side of eternity. But our confidence isn't ultimately found in understanding God's schedule, it's found in knowing God's character. When you don't understand his timing, remember, his delay isn't proof of his absence. His silence isn't proof that he isn't listening. His different answer isn't proof that he isn't good. And while you're waiting for God to do what you know he can do, we need to keep praying, keep trusting, keep obeying, and most importantly, keep seeking him. Because sometimes the deepest question isn't, God, when are you going to do this? It's, God, who are you teaching me to become while I wait? Um, Apparently, Mischief just started streaming. So that's all I had for this one. Let me look up something real quick for Maggie. We're going to do some on the fly research. All right. I'm not sure where they got that from. Um, Hey, Cindy D, welcome to this side. Glad to have you on both sides, my friend. Um, so uh, not really seeing anything. I mean, there's nothing I'm seeing in scripture that says anything about where he went during that time. So, but that's a very interesting question I haven't thought about, my friend. All right. So, as for the second portion of the save point stream, I got a couple of games that we could play. We could either do, which, I've had Duck Simulator, which while we're figuring this out, I'll put it up on the screen for a second. Do we want to do Birds of War? I've got Rocket League, which was what I was leaning towards. Or let's see what else we got downloaded. Or we could we could always go back and try to do Unknown Tapes, but I don't know if I have the amount of time needed for that. Chat, let me know. What are you thinking? Got a whole mess of games that I could play. Let me see if I can just Have I been just talking to myself again? I am so sorry. I went to the capture to fix everything and then realized that I stayed on the capture and didn't talk. I was about to say, I don't think we have enough people in the chat to play Quiplash right now, unfortunately. This is the game I was thinking about playing. Also got this the other day for like $2. Is there actual pictures? It's like a cheesy game where there's a dinosaur chasing you through a mall trying to kill you. We could always play some golf. We could also go back to Jurassic Park the game. This is one I've been playing lately, just messing around. I do not fully understand what is happening in the game. I have no idea what this one is. I just happened to buy it when I was buying a bunch of different simulators. We have Unknown Tapes, which is the one where I was too terrified to play on my first stream where I was streaming a game. We got Void Train. I can't play that one because it's updating. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Do you all have a preference? I don't know if I showed this one. Birds of War. It's like Warzone, but birds. I thought they had pictures. Or you could watch me try to shake off the rest playing some Rocket League. I haven't played it in a year. Maggie, Kate, any suggestions? Yes, it's birds, but with guns. Well, not really guns. They just kind of attack, from what I've seen. This one I literally just downloaded before we got on stream because Lauren told me I needed to play it. So that would be me just diving in, knowing absolutely nothing. It's a nice little effect right there. Whoops. Hold on. OBS, come back. Let me switch it back over. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There it is. Why does it show an OBS on top of that? What is it doing? There we go. All right, Birds of War, you don't need to... If Lauren says you should play it, I think this is... You don't need to play the tutorial, but you probably should. Let's try the tutorial so I'm not a complete idiot.
Right then, Private. I'll be your
Might need
instructor
sound.
today.
Hold on.
Listen carefully to what I say. You'll need it. You're flying Crow today. Follow the marker. Good. Now press the up button to move up, and the down button to move down. This is how you control your verticality.
Okay.
Okay, now fly up to that first ring and glide down to the bottom.
Got the zoomies.
Nice. Height wins fights. Remember that. Head to the combat area. Now, I've just spawned a dummy for you to work with. I want you to press the lock-on button to lock onto them. Now, fly up to them and press the attack button multiple times to perform a combo.
Oh my gosh.
I spawned another dummy for you. God, I'm so cool. Anyways, use your first ability. Vanish. Sneak up behind it, then charge up your second ability and release.
Oh.
Good. Sneaky first, violent second. That's Crow work. Good job. What's your ability icon? It tells you when an ability is ready to use again. Also, Private, make sure you use your parry ability. You can test that out now. You'll figure out the timing in the field. See that wind tunnel? Fly upwards inside it to build speed fast. Then soar down through the rings.
Oh, jeez. The flight's a little wonky. What?
Need more movement? Use dash for a barrel roll. You are such a speedy little guy. Don't forget, Private, birds cannot swim, so stay away from water. Now, see the
Well, that
enemy
makes me
nest
want to go
ahead?
for a swim.
I want you to hover that and press the ping button. Your flock needs a target.
That's what I'm pressing. What do you mean? I'm pressing the button and it brings this up. Do I need to be closer? What do you want me to do? How am I supposed to ping? Does it, View tells me nothing. Oh! There goes the egg. Send help. Can't birds. I'm literally pressing every button. Alright, I think we get it. See how this goes. Oh, I never turned my camera back on. Get off the game.
There's a raging fire in my heart tonight.
I'm saying, where'd you get that race?
Oh, they have an old.
Alright. They shouldn't be able to hear me. Oh man, I didn't choose my bird.
Battle commences in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sky's the limit. Get 'em, boys. Defend the nest, you clowns. They got our egg. Get it back.
What was I getting shot by? How are they so fast?
They've got our egg. Get it back. Our egg's down. Get it back.
Interesting. Which one was my finished building? Gotta be sneaky.
They've got our egg. Get it back.
Did I drop the egg?
Defend the nest, you clowns.
This game is actually harder
Stop
than I thought it
piling
was going to
eggs.
be.
Stop them. Enemy streak. Shut them down. Signal jammed.
Thank you,
Eyes
Kate.
up.
I appreciate that. Nope, ain't dealing with that.
They've got our egg. Get it back.
Dang, this game is hard. Got an idea.
They're stockpiling eggs. Stop them.
What does that mean? What is that?
Enemy streak. Shut them down.
Why are you so much stronger than I am?
They've grabbed an egg. Intercept.
Oh, I did not want to land.
They've got our egg. get it back! Enemy streak! Shut them! Signal jammed! Eyes up!
Why am I stuck? No, up, down.
You've caught their egg! Now get it home!
Whoops,
They've got our egg! Get it back!
where'd it go? Why'd I throw the egg?
Egg secure! Keep waiting!
Appreciate the support, Maggie. Dang it, I was trying to grab it and run. Oh wait, there it is. Egg. Did I knock myself out? Note to self, do not fly directly
Our
into the
team
ground.
has an egg! Get it home! You've got an egg! Go, go, go!
I did a thing.
Egg secure! Good one! Get back out there!
Why do I keep on doing that?
They're stockpiling eggs! Stop them! You've caught their egg! Now get
What?
it home!
Let's kick him up the butt.
Defend the nest, you clowns!
Why are you so fast?
1 minute remaining!
So do you have the eggs you have to save, or what's going on? Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just trying to steal eggs at the moment.
Enemy streak! Shut them down! Signal jammed! Eyes up! You've caught their egg! Now get it home! We've turned it around, lads!
We're doing the thing. What?
The enemy has our egg! Bring them... Oh! We have been
Dang it.
defeated! I'm not surprised.
So that was interesting. So there's a loadout. Ooh, a shoe bill. That's what I want to be. He has to steal their eggs and keep his safe. Yep. From what I understand. I'm obviously not good at this game. We'll probably play one more of this and then a couple games of Rocket League. See if I can... There's somebody already level 55. That's crazy. By the way, I got a new chair. It's quite comfortable and not squeaky. I can actually move around without it squeaking. let's see.
Prepare yourselves. The skies are active. We've drawn first blood. Good show.
At least killing one of you guys.
Egg secure. Keep raiding.
Dang it. I'm not gonna lie, the flight mechanics are a little... It's gonna take some getting used to.
Defend the nest, you absolute clowns! You've got their egg. They've got our egg. Get it back.
Everybody's got everyone's eggs.
Our egg's down. Get it back. 3 eggs left. Pick up the pace. They've got our egg. Get it back. You've got an egg. Go, go, go. Enemy streak. Shut that signal jammed. Eyes up.
Man, what in the world? Can I change my bird? Kind of like the speed of the throw.
Defend the nest, you
Apparently
clowns! They're 1 egg from winning. Stop them! The enemy has our egg. Bring them down! Our egg's down. Get it back. 3 eggs left. Pick up the pace. Enemy streak. Shut them down.
Oh, so I just ram attack. That's what that does. Where'd our egg go?
Oh, we have been defeated.
Dang it.
I'm not surprised.
Have you guys seen the movie Apex? Yes, I haven't. That was really loud. Yes, I have. That movie is actually pretty good. What'd you think about it? It's the one with oh shoot, what's the guy's name from The Kingsman, the main character. I'm drawing a complete blank. Let me put it in studio mode for a second. Actually, let's go back to the which one have I not showed you? Have you all seen the new... Well, we're just going to go there. Have you guys seen the new concession stand that we have? I'm just going to show you all the cool things. So this is our concession stand for when we do watch-alongs. It's also a nice little in-between screen. There's a lot of little hidden fun facts in there. Or not fun facts, but like hidden images. So let me quit the game. Oh, that might explain why it was running so buggily, at least for me. I don't know if it came across that way. But I had another game up at the same time. Oh, I know exactly what part of it you're talking about. Where he's chasing her down the river, calling at her. Where she thinks it's a person. Let me pull up Rocket League. Come on. You like this one? Yeah, I did a lot of editing to it. Pretty much everything aside from the Constellation concession stand and the Terminator I have changed. What is Rocket League doing? Sorry, it's being buggy. Oh, I gotta sign in real quick. What just happened? Come on, Rocket League, let me log in. What is wrong with you? What do you guys think about the like two-step verification stuff? Because it drives me nuts. Do you like the specialty Resbot popcorn bucket? All right, 1 second. Rocket League, stop. It's making me do a tutorial. And I cannot get control of my computer. It's being ridiculous. The Resbot head is a nice touch. Thank you. I'm stuck in an unskippable scene and I cannot show you guys it. It's being ridiculous. All right, now can I hit the home button, please? I don't know why it made me do a cutscene when I've been playing this game since 2015. What in the world is going on? Apparently that worked. Hold on for 1 second. I'll get you guys up there. This is what happens when you don't have something planned ahead of time. Wow, really? All right, let me take us to the theater and see if I pull the game back up, if it will recognize it. Are you serious right now? Because when I'm in the game, it will not let me tab out. What is happening? Oh, because I didn't transition. All right, let me see if I can get it pulled up. Pretty please. Sure would be nice if this would work. Why is it not recognizing the game? Hold on. I got an idea. Let me see if I do. Hey, look at that. It magically works. How's that look for you guys? Why is it not capturing audio? Excuse me. Can you all hear the game? Wait, why can I not hear the game? There we go. Really? It's going to start as soon as I... Okay. I hope I have a little bit of time to warm up. Doo, doo, doo. Nope, not enough boost. Oh, come on. Oh, whiffed. Dang it. Not too bad, but not good enough. Be aggressive. That's got an achievement. Y'all like the Grand Theater? Okay. Shouldn't be playing around. Oh, man, I overran it. This is the worst position to be in. Nice shot. That was dumb. That was very dumb. Dang it. Yeah, I get into the motion. I try to move like I'm in the car for some reason. This stupid boost. That was a complete whiff on my part. Bitch. Excuse my language. He's good. So definitely rusty. I have one good goal. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Definitely rusty. So maybe not just drop into singles. Let's try duos. See how that does. Okay, Mags, you still there? Still hanging in there? There you are. What? Why am I... Yes, you did. Dang it. That was awful. Come on. How do I mute myself? There we go. Now I'm not on voice chat. And yes, Maggie, you did hear your name. Oh my gosh. What's up, Whiskey Cap? So they can watch me fail at Rocket League. Dang it. Oh, let's see. Dude, come on, just forfeit. We're getting mollywopped. That's about to scare me in a couple seconds. There it is. What's up, Channel 2? Are you serious? Don't pop it back towards our goal. Jose! Well, I figured you'd be following that one up, Jose. Come on now. What's up, Dr. Phil? Great to see you, my friend. Okay, those. Thank you for hitting me. Get it together. Live you too, Channel 2. Dude, you do not have to be right up the crev. Cool. Oh, we're getting blanked. Ow. I don't want to save a replay of that. But now that I'm back at the main menu, thank you, Channel 2, or Channel 2. Thank you, Whiskey Cap, for the raid, my friends. Hope you all had an amazing stream. I know you always do. We're going to blame it on the car. What do we want? Ooh, Skyline. That's what we're going with. Maybe 3v3. We're going till we win. Shaking the rust off. But welcome in, everybody. We've already done the Bible study section of the night, and now we're just into the gaming. Just kind of hanging out, sucking at Rocket League. We were playing Birds of War earlier. Need to figure out how to actually get good at that game. Have no boost. Oh, neither of them were close. Okay, all right. That was the thing. Ooh, that was rusty. All right, bounce it back in. I lost that one. That one hurt. Thought we were doing good there. Alright, I know what's wrong. I'm not sitting correctly. Gotta get in the power stance. Don't think about that too hard. Okay, did I not hit the ball? What just happened? Okay, apparently I didn't hit the ball. Interesting. Thank you for not going, teammate. He's adjusting his chair. Thank you. When you're the lead dude. Appreciate you. All right. Don't know what their plan there was. Nope. That was weird. I should have followed that. What was that play? Whiffed. Everybody's whiffing. Okay. Whiffed. Just trying to go in and block everyone else out. There we go. We're getting closer. We're doing a thing. Son of a gun. Okay. How did that happen? Apparently she loves Diablo. Excuse me. Yeah, that's how I do that one. Okay, somehow I just didn't affect the ball. We want that boost. Faking. That was weak sauce. Finally scored one. I did the thing. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot that hard. I wanted a little squirt. Cool. Get some. Tie ball game. How about them apples? Dang it. Got yeeted. That's not good. That's not good either. That's good. Oomph it. Oh, whoops, I meant to hit good game. No, I got it. Hey, do you remember at the beginning of the game when they said good game? Maybe next time? Hate that for him. Oh, and I was the MVP. Look at that. Oh, they all quit. I think we upset them a little bit. What do you think? I see your little flippy do, sir. Is that the mystery machine? That was a mystery machine. That's cool. Uh-oh. I save. No. Big whiff. Come on. Wow, holy whiffing. Nice. Very nice. I did it for the rock. Whiffy. You didn't see that. Sometimes you just gotta explodium. What am I doing? That was a heck of a shot. Bob's Ramen Jingle. Did I say Ramen? Ramen? The game is pure chaos, and I think it would be fun with a bunch of us. Yeah. I used to play this every night for a long time. Need to get better. I'd be more than happy to play with you guys. Maggie, are you in? Okay, what are we doing? Nope, 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 nope. Come on, give me a little pop. Give me a pop. Dang it. Get exploded. Pretty much, I think there's a mobile version of the game. Hold on. Dang it. Right now I'm playing on my PC. Way up. Shoot. Calm down. Oh, there's only 42 seconds left. Forgot. Why is it getting hot in the room all of a sudden? Is it me? You got it. Take it in. Goodness gracious. Took a sweet old time. Left a lot up to chance there. That was a horrible kickoff. Dang it. Hmm. What time? Oh, it's already past 11:30. All right. Probably going to call it there. All right, let's see. Oh, whoops. I just realized I'm really bad at gaming streams. Let's take it back to the cockpit. I just realized that you haven't been able to see me this entire time. I am a goober. So let me pull up a browser and let's see who's on. Um, go send you guys over to Zacchaeus. Or hold on, wait a minute. Is Arkham okay? I know where we're sending you. You guys can go play some Pokermans on Rumble using the chat. I'm going to send you over to my friend Arkham. So, might help if I do this correctly. Hold on. There we go. Thank you to Countrycraft, Corkski, and Whiskey Cap for the raids. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you guys for all the reposts, the likes, and the comments. I know it was kind of random out there stream. I apologize for that. It'll be more thought out beforehand. It's just with the headache I had today, thinking things through was not a priority, or not a thing I could do. That's what I'm trying to say. Words are eluding me. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you all for being here and for contributing. And until next time, I had written down a slogan for this. Where did I do with my piece of paper? Oh, there it is. Okay, until next time, guys, remember to study, play, and rebuild. God bless you all and have an amazing rest of your night. Good night.